I'm looking for
Phil Dawson.
and a clean pair of shorts.
What do you know about
Phil Dawson.
Soccer style kicker, graduated from Collier High, June 1976. Stetson University honors graduate, class of 1980. Holds 2 NCAA Division I records, one for most points in a season, one for distance. Former nicknamed the Mule, the first and only pro athlete ever to come out of Collier County, and one hell of a model American.
Phil.
Gets back and starts kicking again. He'll never even know he was gone. I kept his room just the way he left it. Sports night, huh?
May I?
Oh, yes, by all means.
5 seconds to go here in Super Bowl 17. Dolphins trailing the 49ers by 1. This will win the game.
Cleveland.
There's the snap. Marino holds the kick. And it's wide. Oh, no, it's no good.
Phil Dawson.
Oh, a 26-yard field goal. I don't believe it.
Browns. Browns. Pat Shermer.
You die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Would you like a cookie, son?
What do you know? They're little footballs.
Laces out.
You played your card last
Is that why you weren't here last week, though?
No.
Welcome back to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. We have a full house here tonight. The Game Day crew is all here. Ramon, back from who knows where.
In the depths of hell.
Is that where it was? Well, I won't even ask then. Good to have you back. DST.
What's up, Mike?
Bringing us some fantasy tonight.
Oh yeah, got a fantasy factor for you.
It's still prime time in the season,
Absolutely.
really, for many.
Absolutely.
Not for everybody.
For the majority.
For the majority.
For the ones who watch the fantasy factor.
Right, exactly.
This guy
Brett,
is.
bringing us some Big Ten action tonight, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
well,
Ten segment now. Yay!
We'll create some fanfare for you.
We'll move on to basketball once football season's over with.
All right.
Once we know the House State Buckeyes are out of the Big Ten championship, we'll move on to basketball.
They already are.
Well, we are gonna
hands.
Yeah, we are gonna have some Buckeyes. We got some sorrow on the Browns field, and I think it's about time to really start looking at the NFL now. We've been about halfway through the action this year, and we've got probably a pretty good picture of what we're going to be looking at come 6-7 weeks from now. So I'll have a good look at the NFL, and I think of all of that, the best thing to start off with is the worst of all. Let's just get the Browns out of the way.
Please do.
Browns' big loss.
Laces out!
So at this point, you would have seen the video at the beginning of the show, which is eerily similar to our situation.
Well done. Which was well done, Mike.
Ridiculous.
I think before we get into that, let's just talk about the game, because there's a lot of game that happened before that, or a lot of lack of a game maybe that happened before that. And more importantly, I'd like to talk, we talk about McCoy a lot. we looking at McCoy this game, did anybody else see a sort of real hesitation on the part of Shermer, maybe the entire coaching staff, to really let this guy do anything?
Well, I don't think they haven't been letting him do nothing all year.
No, this game.
Oh, this game only? No, just. I mean, I've seen what I've seen all year from him. You know what I'm saying? Even with this game. Like, I'm not seeing them unleash him. Like, let him be. Just let him go out there and throw the ball.
He's had he had that one game where he had how many passes?
It
was like
60 attempts.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're all under 3 yards. Like I said, it's all year it's been the same thing, and it's starting to show as we progress into the season, further in the season, might I say, and it's just going to show how we haven't progressed at all as a team.
If you had to pick one guy to blame the loss on, it's not fair, but if you had to pick one guy, who would be the guy that would stand out the most?
Man, it's tough. That's tough. Because everybody can say Pat Shermer, or everybody can say Holmgren. I can't blame McCoy.
I can't wait to answer this one.
I can't blame Colt McCoy because he has no time to throw the ball. But I guess I'll say what everybody else probably going to say is probably Pat Shermer.
I'm chopping at the bit. I'm going to say it's whoever was holding the ball. Who's the placeholder?
Maynard.
Maynard, yeah. I mean,
he's our punter, yeah.
For real. That's who I'm pinning this loss on because, I mean, we were in the game. And normally I'm a pretty harsh critic of Colt McCoy, but I got to say I saw the complete opposite. I saw a composed Colt McCoy out there. I saw us moving our offense as a ball. He was 20 for 27. They averaged 7.4 yards per pass. We saw the deep ball. He aired it out. I was at Front Row Tavern. Everybody couldn't believe it. They were just like, "Are they throwing the deep ball? Are you kidding me?" And Greg Little came down with it. You know, he looked. He was staying in the pocket. You know, I think no turnovers. He had the one fumble, but they got it back. I saw a good game from Colt McCoy. You know, they didn't get in the end zone, but they marched the team. He marched the team down at the end of the fourth quarter where they needed to be. You know, you think he even said it after the game that you're inside the 20. You think you're going to make a chip shot field goal, you know, but you just never know. And that's Cleveland Browns football for you guys right there. But I think that he put together a solid performance. Turnover-free football, high completion percentage, high yards per attempt. You know, good things on the end. I look for us to bounce back here against Jacksonville. I don't know. What'd you guys see?
Some positivity from DST.
In a loss, too.
In a loss, yeah.
Too. I expected a lot less from us, but they really shocked me. Hey, what's up, all you GDB fans? Welcome to the Week 10 edition of the Fantasy Factor. DST ready to break down your fantasy week and get you ready for that final third of the season where you get ready to make your stretch and build yourself for that playoff run and hopefully find yourself sitting with some extra money in your pocket this fantasy football season. So, missed you guys last week. I got lots of names here. Get a pen, get some paper, because we're going to be running them off for you guys. I don't want you to miss anything. First off, let's break down last week, Week 10, Player of the Week. It was hard to pick one. There were guys going off all over the place. It was a really good week for fantasy football. A lot of no-name guys really stepped up and might have helped you guys pull out a win. Well, let's run the list here. Of course, we got guys like Arian Foster, Larry Fitzgerald, and Chris Johnson finally showing up for his owners. Rookies, Denarius Moore out in Oakland, putting on a Thursday show. Michael Bush also out there in Oakland. I mean, they got two guys, Darren McFadden, Michael Bush, maybe some trade value out there. I don't know, but Rob Gronkowski also going off. Is it time to call him an elite tight end? I don't know. It might be. He's definitely top 3 all year, guys. That's going to wrap up our Player of the Week right now. I'm going to go on to the ad drops. Guys, you should be targeting in the free agent pool. Right off the rip, guys. Frank Gore, out indefinitely. Kendall Hunter is the #1 waiver wire pickup of the week right now. You want to go out and grab him. I know some guys had him a couple weeks. He showed off in week 4, but he really died down, wasn't doing much. Frank Gore started to go off. He's out. Kendall Hunter, definitely the guy you want to target. I think Ramon's over there doing that right now, trying to pick him up. Also, more injuries. No Sean Marino in Denver. Willis McGahee's stock's on the rise. He's going to be their lone back out there in Denver. See if you guys can grab him. Other running backs. Cleveland favorite, Chris Agbanaya. I got that right. He's going to have a favorable matchup going against Jacksonville this week. 95 yards. Didn't get pay dirt, but if you're desperate at the running back position, you could always plug in a Cleveland Brown. Also, DJ Ware out in New York. If Bradshaw can't suit up, this is the guy who's getting the bulk of the carries. He's also a double threat, caught 5 balls. Brandon Jacobs just isn't getting it done. So if Bradshaw can't go, look for DJ Ware. All right, wide receivers. Harry Douglas out in Atlanta. This guy went off this week, okay? Julio Jones went down, and he stepped in a big way. 140 yards, a touchdown. He was targeted 14 times, which was second among wide receivers for the week. So Harry Douglas, see if you can grab him. Also, Vincent Brown filling in for Malcolm Floyd out in San Diego. He's Phillip Rivers' number 3 guy, probably behind Gates, but he went off this last week. 2 touchdowns, 90 yards. And also, let's go tight end, Ed Dickson out in Baltimore. This guy I've seen picked up and dropped every week. He's hit or miss, but he really hit last week going off. 14 targets for a tight end, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 grabs. See if you can grab Ed Dickson. Quarterbacks, I got Chris Bonder maybe if you need a desperate fill-in. Also, John Skelton out in Arizona. He showed up out of nowhere, and they're winning games. He just beat Philly. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Early Doucette, also a nice addition out there in Arizona as well. So those are my names for the week. If you guys got any questions, you can hit me up, dst@gamedaybattle.com. And that's it for the Fantasy Factor. Wishing you guys luck as you go through Week 11. Hopefully make your run to playoff dominance and clinch that playoff spot. Get you to the next level, guys. Any questions? Also, website, Facebook. Yeah. Cheers.
I'm going to go. Before I go on to anything else, I think Gokong should get the game ball of the week because he was everywhere on that field for our defense yesterday. And I'm going to blame it on the play calling at the end of the game when we're inside the 20. It was 3 or 4 run plays at a time, which gave us that field goal. We didn't get down that far just based on running itself. We had horrible play calling. First half was, I'm not going to lie, great play calling. You saw us bust out the playbook. You saw him throw the deep ball. You saw that, well, the Wildcat formation came back, but of course, they always run towards
the McCoy to Wallace
pass. I mean, you bust out the playbook in the second half. Where the hell did that happen? Like, what happened to that? And you mean there was some, the offensive line, I would say, is getting a tad better. Yeah. They gave McCoy a little bit more time, especially, which is weird because it was in the second half where I saw a lot more time from McCoy to throw the ball. But that was horrible play calling at the end of the game there. You should not run the ball 3 or 4 times in a row and think you're getting in the end zone on our own run offense, which we have one. And I agree, Ogbanaya had a great game, 90 yards, almost 100-yard rushing that day. I mean, you can't ask for much more from a 4th-string running back. I mean, I think he's filling in the role perfect and quite well. I just think Shermer should have done a lot better on that play calling at the end of that game. You're what? If it's second down, chuck one in the end zone. Try it. You know, it was run play after run play after run play. And then the football gods opened up and shat on us pretty much. You know, that only in Cleveland could that have happened. Yeah. You know?
Right. Well, that's the biggest thing that I noticed was I noticed a team that really kind of did gel in the first half a little bit. In the second half, I got the feeling that somebody, somewhere in the offense, just was afraid. And as the game went on, and when we got to the very end, I kind of saw who it was. And I think it was the guy calling the plays. And he'd even said afterwards, you know, when asked why he went to the run so often at the very end, and he said, well, you know, we're going to go for the win. We want to go for the field goal. You're still giving Sam Bradford the offense, giving the Rams offense back the ball with 2 minutes left.
Right.
And I don't think that this is a, you know, last kick of the game, last play of the game kind of win. And at this point in the season, are we really, really looking at the playoffs, honestly? Or is he looking at this as saving his job? I think let Colt McCoy work with what he's got. Give him the same flexibility that you had in the very beginning of the game. Give it to him the entire game. If it goes badly, it goes badly. We lost the game. And is it like the world ended? No. We lost the game, and we're going to play another game next week. And we know less about Colt McCoy than we probably would have in this opportunity. Pat Shurmur knows this defense. He knows it probably better than anybody else on that field besides the defensive coordinator for the Rams. So he should have been able to exploit things that he knows are problems with the defense. The defense doesn't exactly know his offense because this isn't really his offense yet. So I think he had the upper hand. He should have just so been able to open the playbook up the entire game. He should have been able to make things happen, to get guys open, to find really, really cool things to do. And I just, as the game went on, it kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter.